monologuing. Okay, okay, right, here we go. Good afternoon or good evening or whenever you're doing this. Hello. We are going to work into the legs today. So we're going to start from the foundations and we're going to work our way up and see how far we get in the time that we have. So let's get started. We are going to just take a seat on our shins. So just sitting up nice and tall for me. Okay, so just taking a moment here just to feel down that heaviness through the mat. So what we want to do here is think about the position that we're in, sitting up nice and tall, thinking about shoulders stacked over the hips. If this is uncomfortable for your ankles, then just take a cross-legged position for now, okay? But if you're happy to stay here for a little while, then do that. So we're going to just roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then take those shoulders all the way back down and just start to move in that circular motion just to find some space around the shoulders. Feeling nice, hey? Realize that those shoulders don't need to be up by the ears like they've probably been all day. Okay, reverse it round, squeeze those shoulder blades together and then roll them forward. Okay. Finding that space around the shoulders, opening through the chest as you draw the shoulders back. Up to you if you want to close the eyes. Think about something beautiful, a white sandy beach, a place where your children don't know you are, or your pets, and you can just sit quietly with a book. Whatever that would be. Feels pretty special. Okay, pausing there. And then growing heavy, feeling the sit bones connecting down to the heels if you're there. If it's uncomfortable, you want to pop a blanket or roll your mat underneath your bottom to give a little bit of support, do that. And we're just going to take some even breathing. So you know where we're going. 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4. Okay, so here we go. Let's take an inhale. As we inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, and 1. Allowing the breath to soften, to steady, to return to its usual pattern. Whilst you're here with your eyes closed, feeling heavy against the mat, against the foundations, maybe focusing on an intention for today, or just take a moment to breathe in, breathe out. Okay, from here, we're just going to gently take the hands forward, tuck the toes under, come to sit back onto the heels. Going to really stretch out the underside of that foot. If it doesn't feel good for you, it can feel quite intense, then you can take your hands to the floor just to make it feel a little bit easier, or to the sofa, whatever you've got in front of you, just to take it make it a little bit less intense. Whilst we're here, sitting up nice and tall, wrap those ribs in, draw the core in. So we're thinking belly button coming towards our spine. Take the arms out as cactus arms. We're going to open through the chest as we begin to bring the elbows towards the side walls. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep the neck at neutral. Now let's distract ourselves from what's happening with the feet. Let's take the nose and chin up towards the ceiling, open through the throat. And then from here, draw the chin back to parallel, draw the elbows in towards one another. Let's take eagle arms. Take the right arm underneath the left and then draw the elbows down. Find that stretch across the shoulders. If this is really tight for you, you can always take opposite shoulders. So finding into that stretch that feels good. Notice what's happening with your belly. Is your belly puffed out? Mine has. So maybe just draw that belly back in again, finding that security through the core. Release the arms, take the arms nice and wide. Bring those elbows back, find the openings through the chest. Take the gaze up to the ceiling, open through the throat. Bring the gaze right back, and then this time bringing those arms together, take the opposite eagle arm. So I had my right under left, now I'm going to go left under right. Draw the elbows forward and down, separating those shoulder blades. Look at this, all these instructions means you don't even know what's happening with those feet right now. Always an option to take opposite shoulders if that's more comfortable. Taking a moment here, just another breath, releasing those arms out. Just shake those arms, move into the shoulders, get some blood going back into that area. And now we can remember the feet. Take the hands forward, just touch out those toes ever so slightly, nice and gently. Okay. Just make circles with the ankles. So imagine you're drawing with the big toe, plural, big toes, okay? And then reversing it back round. Hopefully your ankles have remembered that they're connected to your body. Hope so. All right, from here, we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to come up as we lift the knees. And we're going to see where our balance is, okay? So now bring it, if you can, just remove those fingers from the mat. Keep them there as a little bit of a safety net if you need to. If you're super on it with balance today, let's take those arms out at cactus arms. See here, if you could draw the navel towards the spine. So you're drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Grow tall through the crown of the head. Sink the heels down, find the stretch through the Achilles. Through the calves. Little test here. Can you just hover the bottom ever so slightly? Your quads are going to really feel it. Take a breath. Sink back down. Beautiful. All right. Take the hands back down. Come back to the knees. Tap out those toes. Again, find those circles with the ankles. Imagine drawing those circles with the big toes. And then reverse it, take it in the other direction. Okay, nice. Right, we're in our table. So that's pretty good, isn't it? All right, so starting here, let's go through some cat-cows. If you want to go straight into some circulars, then do that. If not, you can stick with me for a moment. So take the inhale. Begin to lift through the throat, open through the throat as you lift the nose and the chin. Drop the tummy. Think about the sit bones heading towards the ceiling as the tummy sinks lower towards the mat. Push the hands into the mat. And then take that exhale. Begin to round through the spine. Take the movement from the pelvis. Start to draw that belly up and under, thinking about chest coming down towards thighs. Really push the mat away, separate the shoulder blades. Shins, push those shins down so you're nice and firm. And then starting to move with your breath, opening through the throat, rounding through the spine, keeping the neck controlled. Taking some forward and backwards movement if that feels good for you. Remember, always listening to what your body is after. And then let's take it to some circular movement. So beginning to lower through the elbows. I don't know about you, do you always go the same way each time? I do. I'm such a creature of habit. Okay, and then when you're ready, just reversing it. Really push those hands into the mat. Find the skin across the shoulders really stretching. And then pausing there. Super. From here, let's take the right arm up as we open through the chest on the right side, just reaching up towards the ceiling. See if we can keep the hips parallel to the mat. A little bit of an interesting trick there. moving from the middle as opposed to from the hips. Take that right hand all the way under, let's touch down. And then open up again, right hand lifts. And then come all the way through, touch down. Stretch forward with the fingers, let's find that stretch through the right shoulder. And then open one more time, lifting through that right hand. And this time, let's come through, thread the needle. Right arm sweeps underneath left, lower down, rest on top of that right shoulder. Left fingertips walk forward. Keep the palms lifted. Walk those fingertips away from you to feel that stretch through the left shoulder. Can we keep the bottom stacked over those knees? Can you walk those fingertips away from you just a little bit more? Can you still breathe? Lots of questions here. Okay, let's take that left hand back, push down, release through the right side. Take the feet together. We're going to take the knees as wide as the mat. Come into a wide-legged child's pose. Sink the bottom down onto the heels. Really feel that openness through the chest. Push down through the hands to get the hips back or the bottom back onto the heels. And then begin to walk those fingers away from you. You can lift up through the palms to allow the chest to lower a little bit more. Allow the belly to hang between the legs. Find that relaxation. Okay, I'm going to walk those fingertips towards you. Draw the knees back in together. Find your table. Okay, let's move on the other side this time. Left arm is going to lift. See if we can open through the chest. Take that left arm underneath the right to touch down. Think about drawing that left shoulder under so you can feel the stretch through the shoulder. Open up again, left arm lifts. Keeping that left hip driving down so it's parallel to the mat along with the right. Left arm sweeps under. Okay, let's open through the left side. Lovely. Okay, this time, as we plant the left arm down, we're going to come to rest on top of the left shoulder. Walk the right fingertips away from you. Keep the palms lifted. As you really walk those fingers away, find a stretch through that right shoulder. Breathing here. Find that heaviness through the left shoulder. The work happening through the right shoulder. Okay. Push down with the right hand, draw the left hand under, come back into your table. All right then, let's work through the back of your legs. Right leg is going to come away from you. I'm just going to pause here. Draw the belly under so you're nice and strong through the core. Push the right heel away from you. Find the stretch down the back of that right leg. I'm going to pause here, just feeling into the stretch. That right hip needs to be level with the left. So if you notice you're starting to open on one side, just drawing that right hip back down. Okay, squeeze the glute to lift through that right leg. If you've got the strength for it, left arm releases, reaching forward, pushing back. Okay. From here, let's draw the elbow towards the knee as you crunch under. Round through the spine, feel the skin stretch over the back. Find that supported back stretch. Take it away. Keep stretching forward, pushing back. Keep the body down the center line. Let's go for 2 more. Bring that knee in towards the elbow. Take it away. Reset yourself, find your strength. Last one, knee comes through to elbow. And away. Nice. Left hand is going to come down. Right knee comes down. Take the toes together. Take the knees as wide as the mat. This time find your frog. Take the feet trailing the knees. Open those knees as wide as you can so you're in a straddle position. Put yourself on top of bolsters or whatever you might need to for support, or come down to the forearms, whatever's going to feel good for you. If you're in the forearm position, push through the forearms so that you've got this really nice strength through the shoulders. Great practice for dolphin. Just saying. Okay, so from here, draw that core in. What we don't want is the belly to dip so that we end up with this dip in the lower back. We don't want that. We want to find strength here through the core so that we can support ourselves. If this is really intense, you can shift the body weight forward. Maybe that just feels a little bit better for you. What we don't want to do is create stress in the body. So if your hips and knees are at 90 degrees and it is like, that is not good for us. Okay, so just shift the body weight forward or bring the knees a little bit closer together. Okay. Another breath here. Heels come together, toes come down, and then bring those knees together. Find a narrow-legged child's pose. Great way to decompress. Bring the knees together, bottom back to the heels, bring the forehead down. Allow the shoulders to come over the top of the knees. Palms are up, and maybe a little sway from side to side. Okay, nice and slowly coming back out of your snail's shell. We're going to come back into our table. Let's repeat on the other side. So take the left leg away and push through the heel on that left side. Think here about the kneecap lifting. Think here about the belly drawing under. Okay, belly button, excuse me, towards the spine. So really nice and secure here. Keep pushing back with the heel. Noticing if one side feels a little bit better than the other. Always good to notice the differences. Okay, squeeze that left glute, lift through that left leg. Right arm is going to come away from you. Reach forward with the right fingertips, push back with the left heel. Draw that belly under. Don't forget, we need to be strong. Let's do it. Bring that knee in towards the elbow. Send it away. Reset yourself. Find that strength. Core comes under. Don't forget it. 2 more. Elbow and knee come towards one another. And away. Okay. Last one here. Bring that knee in towards the elbow. And away. Fabulous job. Take that right hand down, take that left knee down, tuck the toes, push down through the mat, hover the knees. Draw core in. Chest is going to come down towards the thighs. We're going to pause here. Really push through the heels. Find the Achilles stretch. Find the calf stretches. Think about that as you push those heels away. Come back into your hovered table. Core has to be working here. And then back to where you were, chest to thighs, push down through the heels, and then float the bottom up. Find your down dog. Walk your heels through one at a time, just pedaling through. Really think about the stretch down the back of the leg. So thinking about each heel heading down towards the mat, thinking about the Achilles, the calves, the hamstrings, thinking about moving through the lower back as you bend into the knees and then begin to lengthen the back of the legs again. Okay, from here, let's take the right leg high. Keep the hips level, draw that right hip down. Push through the hip, heel, lift through the heel. Now stack the hips, now bend through the back knee, bring that right foot towards the bottom, find that quad stretch. Push the hips forward with the glutes, find the groin stretch. Okay, from here, that right foot is going to come to the outside of the right hand. And now start to move through the hips. So just taking the movement over the ball of the foot, rocking, finding that movement, see what feels good for you. Okay, drop the back knee and untuck the toes. Left hand is down. Let's open as we lift through the right arm. Open the chest up towards the ceiling or the side wall. Bring that right arm all the way behind you. Touch the top of the left thigh if you've got space for it, or keep it lifted if you haven't. Gazing either to the side wall, or if you're super flexible like an owl, maybe behind you. Okay, coming all the way back through center. Take the right hand down. Tuck the back knee, lift through the, back toes, lift through the back knee. And then from here, take the right foot back to join the left. Come into your plank. Okay, from here, I guess you guys are all still holding plank, aren't you? Okay, from here, come back onto the knees, come into a child's pose. Drop the bottom back to the heels. Take a moment here. Allow the heart rate to settle. Okay, coming back into your table. We're going to take the toes down. We're going to hover the knees and find your down dog again. Chest to thighs, lift through the bottom. Imagine those sit bones are coming up towards the ceiling. Look at those elbows looking at one another. Pedal out the heels if you need to. And then lift through the left leg. Keep those hips level. Lifting through the heel. Let's stack the hips this time. Drop through the back knee. Bring that left foot towards the bottom. Find the quad stretch. Now squeeze the glutes, moving the glutes forward. Find the groin stretch. Okay, from here, let's bring that left foot now down to the outside of that left hand and start to move over the feet. So just rocking, finding what feels good for you. If it doesn't feel good for you, don't do it, okay? But if it does feel good to have a little bit of movement in your practice, then do. Okay. From here, right hand comes down. We're going to open through the left side, lifting up through that left arm. No lazy legs here. Left heel pushes back, left kneecap comes up towards the ceiling. So we've got no saggy back legs, okay? Nice and strong here. Gaze can come up towards the ceiling or towards the back wall. Arm can wrap all the way behind you if you have space for it. Apparently I'm not an owl today. It's more of a side wall gaze for me, I think. Okay, that left hand is going to come down. From here, brace yourselves. We're going to take that left foot back, joining the right, find your plank. Okay, let's take the inhale, breathe forward, squeeze those elbows in close to the body, lower down, untuck the toes. Going to take a moment here. Take the hands away from you. We're going to do a little bit of work on the floor, but it's all through the posterior chain. Okay, so we're going to be working hard into the back to do as much as is comfortable. So we're going to take the inhale and just wave the body up. Lifting the shoulders, Take those hands out to cactus arms. If that is quite a lot through the shoulders, then just draw them back down again, okay? As we exhale, lower down. If you want to incorporate the feet, you can. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. Remember pushing the pubic bone down, thinking about lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head, no crunching through the back. Take the inhale, lift and lengthen. Squeeze those glutes to lift through the legs if that's where you're at. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Take the inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to lower. Here we go, last one. Take the inhale, lift and lengthen. One more breath here. Can you keep hovering? Can you find the strength through your spine? I'm sure you can. And then exhale. Make a little pillow with the head for the head. And then just windscreen wiper those legs from side to side. Allow the neck to be nice and relaxed. Okay. From here, we're just going to come up onto the shoulder, onto the forearm, sorry. Body parts are hard. Left hand is going to come in, draw that right foot in towards the bottom. Take the shoelace side of that right foot, draw it in towards the bottom. Roll that right shoulder open. Keep squeezing the glutes, keep pushing through the pubic bone. Keep thinking about lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head. Releasing off, swap them out. Right hand comes down, left leg comes in, left hand takes the shoelace side of that left foot, roll the shoulder open, squeeze that left foot into the bottom, squeeze the glutes, open through the chest, lift and lengthen. Okay, releasing off. Nice. Let's come back down onto the tummy. From here, we're going to take that left arm away from us. We're going to very carefully roll over that left shoulder and bring the right foot down. Okay, keeping the head down or comforted by a little fist as a pillow. As you've got the right foot down, use that as a gauge of what feels comfortable. We don't want to be kind of jamming into that left shoulder. What we want to do is put just a little bit of resistance through it to start to feel the openness through the chest and through the shoulder. Okay, slowly let's take that right leg down. Let's unwind. We'll repeat on the other side. Right arm comes away from you. Begin to roll over that right shoulder. Left leg comes down. Using your brick, your fist, however you want to do it, rest your head so that your neck isn't stressed. Taking a moment to breathe. Okay, left knee is going to come down. As we come down, we roll onto our tummies. And then from here, just windscreen wiper those legs from side to side again, just removing any tension that might have been gathering in the lower back. Okay, from here, hands are going to plant down, elbows to the back of the room. Prepare to lift up into plank in 3, 2, and 1. Nice and strong, looking good. Find your strong plank, so push back with the heels, kneecaps are lifting, glutes are strong, cores tucked under, hands push down, separate through the shoulder blades. Keep smiling. Okay, bend the knees, bring the chest back towards the thighs, find your down dog. Walk out those heels one at a time. Sink the heels down, find a down dog that you're happy to stay in just for a moment or two. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. As we take the inhale, think about the filling of the lungs. As you exhale, release the breath through the mouth.
Find it as a releasing breath. Sigh everything away. 2 more. Here we go. Take an inhale. When you're ready to exhale, release through the mouth. Last one here. Take an inhale. When you're ready, sigh it all away. Lovely. Okay, from here, take the right foot through the hands. We're going to walk the hands through center. From here, we're going to take that half lift. So thinking about the sit bones pushing back to the back wall, thinking about the crown of the head looking at the front wall. Keep the neck lovely and long. Take the inhale, lift and lengthen. As we exhale, fold down. Imagine you're bringing the crown of the head to the point in the middle of your mat. So if that means that you want to use the outside of your feet as a little bit of leverage to just draw the crown of the head down, then do that. It's a little bit to do with trust here. Maybe we don't have trust issues with our balance. Maybe we do. Who knows? Okay. From here, take the hands down. We're going to take a bend into the right knee. As we do that, take the toes on the left side up towards the ceiling. Find a really deep stretch through that inner left thigh. We want to be sitting up nice and tall. So if it means that you're all crouched over, okay, use a block underneath your heel for a little bit of support so that you can sit up nice and tall. I don't know why, this is something that I find really challenging. My heel is nowhere near the floor. So it's really useful to have a block for a little bit of stability. Okay, removing the block, placing it in the middle if you know you're going to need it on the other side. Push down through the hands, come back up to your wide-legged pose, and then drop down into that left knee. Turn the toes on the right side up towards the ceiling. Sink down, find that stretch through the inner thigh on the right side. Put the block where you might need it. Thinking about lifting and lengthening all the time. So finding that space through the spine, sinking those hips nice and low. Okay. You're going to take another breath here. Removing that block from here, take the hands down, bring the bottom up. Okay, heel toe those feet in, probably only once. Let's come up into our goddess. So we want our knees and ankles stacked under one another or over one another. Open through the thighs. We want to think here about the hips opening. So really draw the knees back and to the side walls. Let's take the hands out as cactus arms. Love a bit of goddess. How powerful we are. Take the inhale and lift, squeeze the glutes and sink back down again. Can we get lower? I know we can. Take the inhale, squeeze to lift and lower. Can we get lower again? Last one here, squeeze to lift and then sink back down. Little challenge. Let's come to the toes on the right side. It just always feels so hard. Take the heel down, take the toes to the left side. Still hard. Heel down. Okay, with all your might. Can we lift both heels? Oh, that core's got to work so hard. Heels come down, take the hands down. Heel toe those feet in. Come down into your squat. If you need to move, finding space through the hips before you commit to your squat. I know it feels good, so do it. So just moving through that hip space. And then when you're happy in your squat, bring the bottom down. Take the hands to heart center, push those hands together so that you've got that lovely leverage through the elbows to find the space through the hips. And if you still want to move, then do. If you're finding that you're crouched over, then put a block under the bottom to give you some stability to lengthen through the spine. Okay. Feeling good? Hopefully. Okay, releasing the hands. From here, just take the bottom back. I'm not going to make you go through boat, but if you do want to go through boat, you can. We're just going to finish off lifting through the legs. So take the back down to the mat. Keep your block handy, or cushions, whatever you've got, or a bolster would be a great one. Just going to lift the bottom. Keep the legs lifted. If you've got a wall nearby, that is a much nicer shower. So keeping the legs lifted just for a moment, finding the heaviness beginning to drift and drain away. So today's class was all about working through those muscles, stretching ourselves out through our endeavors of walking, hiking. So hopefully this final movement should just be draining any lactic acid, anything that's causing your soreness of muscles, just to start to drain away. Use the opportunity to just move through the ankles, taking your feet one way and then the other. Allowing the breath to become nice and soft, nice and slow. And then just bending through the knees. Just lift the bottom off of the block and then carefully bring those feet back down so the knees are still towards the ceiling. And then if it's good for you, just take some windscreen wipe the knees from side to side, making adjustments that you might need to, one by one. And then carefully and slowly, when you're ready to find your final Savasana, just walk the toes away. Maybe bringing your hands to the side of you, finding some cactus arms perhaps, whatever might feel good. Just beginning to settle down, finding a place where you can just rest for the next few minutes, finding that heaviness. Okay, so today's relaxation is going to be about gratitude. It's full of gratitude for you guys, so let's share it. So we're going to find a comfortable position. Remove any distractions that might be in your way, tickly hair, twisted clothing. Just allow yourself to be in a place where you can absolutely relax. Start to turn the gaze inwards, focusing just on yourself. Allow all distractions to melt away and accept that only you remain. Feel grounded through all of your contact points to the mat. Notice the feel of the mat against you, that support that it delivers as you begin to feel heavy. Today we'll begin exploring gratitude. Start to pay attention to your breath by taking mindful breaths in through your nose and then releasing out through the mouth. Breathe in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 4, or find your own even rhythm. With mindful breathing, see if you can pay attention to the sensations, maybe the feeling of the breath moving over your skin, maybe the feel as it releases and exits your body, maybe the lift as you inhale, the movement of your lungs pressing against ribs and skin. Really feel into the sensations. Start to think about just how lucky you are. I mean, what are you grateful for? Take a moment. Can you list 3 things that you are grateful for. As you inhale, allow yourself to see clearly the things that you are thankful for. Observe any other thoughts that enter your mind, but then return back to gratitude. Allow your attention to focus you back to your breath and the things that you are grateful for. Keep breathing. All you need to do right now is simply breathe. Allow yourself to be drenched in the feeling of gratitude, of thanks. Noticing that mindful breathing, the feeling of the lungs inhaling, the stretch of the skin as the chest and belly lift, the fall as you exhale. And with your eyes closed and the heaviness you're feeling right now, that relaxed state, see if you can draw yourself back to the intention from the beginning of class. Maybe you had one, maybe you didn't, that's okay. Take a moment with it. Knowing it's time to start to bring your awareness back to the moment. We're going to slowly and gently start to awaken our senses. Start to tap through the fingers and tap through the toes. Just a gentle movement through those fingers and toes, bringing some movement to the body, gently at first. Maybe you wave those toes from side to side. Maybe you begin to stretch those arms high above the head. Maybe you stretch through one side and then you stretch through the other. Just beginning to move and awaken the body. Feeling grateful for this feeling, this relaxation, this heaviness. Hoping that you can take this feeling with you towards the rest of your day. Slowly, very, very slowly, begin to open up the eyes and make your way back up to a seated position when you are ready.